Hi, Benton Cotter here, helping making your rental decisions successful. Today I'm going to talk about how to find a home to rent and some tips and tricks that I have picked up managing over 4,000 homes, placing over 10,000 tenants. I've kind of seen what you've gone through, and so I want to help you figure out where's the best way and how to identify and get into the home that you want. First step is always identify what you want. Go through, talk with your significant other or whoever's making the decision with you. Figure out the amenities you want, square footage, price, get all that beforehand. Don't just go shopping on Zillow, because then you just get all over the place and you go down the rabbit hole. Usually if you don't have anything in mind, usually what happens when you go to all those online sources is you start shopping for your dream rental, when in fact you can't even afford that. You need to stick within your lane. So identify, figure out what those are. You might have 15 different things, this type of kitchen, I want a double oven, or I don't know, bigger backyard, or whatever you are, community pool. There might be some things, narrow those down to the top three that you really can't live without, or you really want. Once you find those top three, you can go to all the online sources, and this is where the easiest place to find it: Zillow, Zumper, Trulia. These are the websites that have tons of listings, and they have filters at the top. Use the filters by your top three. If your square footage is one of your things and you need at least 2,500, filter out anything below, around 2,500. Make sure you only narrowing down your results, because there's tons of rentals out there, and it's kind of get overwhelming. So use those filters, but again, you can go back to your top three. And always use the online sources. You can use Craigslist. We like Zillow, Trulia, and Zumper. Usually means they put some effort into it in pictures. Craigslist as well, you can find some good deals. You just got to be careful for scams. Make sure who you're talking to is actually the owner of the home or the manager of the home. Easy way, if it's the landlord themselves, you can look up the tax records and see actually if I talk to Joe Smith, if he's actually the owner of the home. If he's not, you might have going through a scam situation to figure it out. If it's a property management company you're dealing with, go to their website, make sure the home's listed on there, and you can kind of verify it through that. Usually a little bit safer going through a property management company because they're a business, they're established, online reviews, lots of things. But definitely find some good deals through those self-managing landlords. So kind of go through there. Big things, always send inquiries. Do the online inquiry. Zillow has that little thing. You can say, hey, I want to contact the agent who's over this house or landlord. Also call them. Send as many as you can. You might have to bug them. Rental markets are pretty hot right now, so these landlords and management companies are getting tons of inquiries. So yours might just, get lost in the shuffle. So I request, inquiry until they get a hold of me. I call them. If you really want that rental, you kind of have to work for it a little bit. A lot of companies, sometimes the rental, if you know it's too good to be true, you might even have to apply before you even get to see the property. Just going up and fill out the application. Trick with that, it does cost money usually. Sometimes it's 25 bucks, can be up to 60 bucks sometimes per applicant, so you kind of waste some money there. So you kind of have to be careful with that, but usually when you're looking for a home, count that you're gonna spend, $300 to $500 just on rental applications, because you're gonna put them out there. Even if you're the first to call and they tell you to apply, there might be 4 or 5 applicants that are applying for the same home, and you might not get chosen. So you kind of have to just face the fact that you're gonna lose some money on that application fee, but it depends on how much you want a house. If you really love a house, I would apply for it before even not seeing it, to be honest. And maybe if it turns out to be super ugly or way off base what their listing was, you can ask for a refund and go through that process. Not guaranteed to get it. A lot of those are non-refundable, so you just gotta be aware of that, but that's kind of the name of the game right now, unfortunately. Another cool thing that we can do is you can actually go and find a tool like Cozy or Tenant Cloud. There's lots of these tools out there for and behalf of the tenant that you can actually fill out your application right there. I do this a lot if I'm going to I've rented before. I actually just came off a rental. If I'm going to buy or going to apply for a self-managed landlord, I'd use Cozy's tool. I think it's hooked up with Experian, which usually what they ask for. You can actually do a credit report through them, cost you 20 bucks. And then you can actually email that to the landlord and be proactive in it. What's nice about that is you can control the application. And so if you can get 3 or 4 landlords that accept this, you only pay the application fee once and you're able to send it out to 3 or 4 people. And so I like that. Sometimes they won't accept it though. Sometimes they want you to still go through theirs. So that's a risk you run. But it's cool if you actually do one of these apps. Looks like you're actually putting more effort into it, more professional about it. And so it kind of, helps up the standard of who you are. You want to kind of build the narrative of who you are, especially if you're competing for a home. Remember, these other tenants are your competitors. They're not your friends, they're your competitors. And so what you want to do is you want to build yourself, build a narrative that, hey, you're the best person for this home. Build a narrative, send an application, and also when you get a hold of somebody, especially if it's just a single landlord and someone that's not a management company, send in a story. Send in a story of your family and kids with a picture. You want to make them feel close to you and see, hey, this is my home. I want to live here for a long time. I want to build a community here. You kind of have to sell yourself. So build that narrative around yourself. And it's a great way. As a landlord, I love that. I'm more inclined to rent to someone like that, for sure, 100%. Also, people that actually show effort. They're filling in, they're getting all the documents that I request, they're getting in a timely manner, they're being responsive. That's another key. If you were super ultra responsive, the landlord or the management company might not be responsive, but if you are, again, you're building that narrative of who you are and what type of tenant you're going to be. This will increase those odds, hopefully, that they'll want to rent to you. And so hopefully you can use all these tips and tricks that I've learned. Hopefully you can find a home that works for you. We have tons on our website. We can help you out. Or you can always go down the road if that's not working. You can actually find realtors that will find homes for you. Only issue with that is not a lot of realtors, not a lot of companies will pay the commission to the realtor. So you might limit you a little bit on your inventory of the homes you can look at. But another great way that they can kind of navigate that for you. You might even have to pay the commission for them, but it might be worth $300 to $500 for you. But some tips there. Hopefully it works out for you, and hopefully you're successful in your rental decision.